Nestled away in the unofficial Greek and Cypriot quarter of Cardiff, this church was built in 1906 using money donated by Greek sailors and ship owners. It's been a focal point for a community of people who've made their home in Wales over the last century, people like Michael Arapis.
We're more complex.
He's been helping members of his church make applications to the EU settlement scheme, something that all EU citizens must do before the end of June.
People that they haven't secured their status, they will technically become illegal immigrants in this country. So people that they have been residing lawfully even for decades, but let's say now they are in their 80s or 90s with dementia in a care home and they are unable to complete this application, suddenly in theory they will lose all their rights.
So it's just going to scan your face.
In Newport, Donald Mutale and his colleagues at the mental health charity Mind Cymru are being funded by the UK government to stop as many people as possible falling through the net. This man is applying for settled status for his 4 children. He's one of the more than 2,000 people who have already come here for help.
The settlement scheme process is a digital system, so some applicants, although may use their phone to communicate via social media, find it difficult to complete the application independently on the Home Office website or to use the app to scan their IDs.
There's a high degree of anxiety. So I think one of the concerns that I've got is that there is a long-term mental health impact on having to make an application.
Sylvia and Raul Lopez have been helping as many EU citizens as they can to apply for settled status. As volunteers for the charity Settled, the couple have seen firsthand the scale of the problem.
We call it, and excuse this expression, Windrush Generation 2, because we are afraid that Euro Windrush Generation is going to happen. We think that thousands of people, we are going to be suffering such a terrible fate.
Someone who is in a rural area, an older person, without technology, without the internet, how difficult is it for them to apply for settled status?
To be honest, I'd say it becomes virtually impossible. It's just, most of them won't even own a phone or wouldn't manage on their own. People are panicking now, the ones that are aware that they need to do it, if they have been unable to do so, because the deadline is literally around the corner.
If you're an EU citizen living in the UK, you need to apply to the EU settlement scheme.
The Home Office has given examples of various extenuating circumstances where it will still grant status to people after the 30th of June deadline, but there are increasing calls for that date to be pushed back.
This is merely a human rights issue. This is not a political issue. A lot of people will be affected in terms of housing, in terms of jobs, in terms of perhaps healthcare, pensions. They will be scared, they will be worried, they will be disappointed, especially since probably they will find out about the consequences of this months or even years afterwards.
And the deadline to avoid those consequences is now less than 6 weeks away. Hamish Alskerry, ITV News.